Hey everybody, it's Mr. Reality co-hosting, and I'm here with psychic medium Liz Cross, world renowned. Liz, one of your listeners sent this in. I want to thank you guys for sending in probes. If you haven't, you can go to do it on the Patreon. You can go to Psychic Liz Cross and submit a probe there. But somebody was interested in this TLC show, The Sister Wives, which I've never seen. Have you heard about this show? I guess it's been on for 100 years.
I've never heard, seen, know anything about it, which is good from a remote viewing standpoint.
Okay, so I guess we're looking at a deeper dive into the Brown family. So I apologize in advance if I'm wrong because I don't know anyone here, but I'm trying to do the probe for you guys. So, um, a question for the Brown family. Have they lived together in an intermarried, intermingled relationship, polyamorous situation in previous lifetimes?
No,
Okay. What spiritual lessons were they meant to experience through their polyamorousness in this lifetime?
what were they going to experience? Well, there's a lot of emotions. I'm getting what they're saying to me. There's a lot of emotions associated with this lifestyle. Um, Very competitive is what I'm getting, even though on the
Hmm.
surface they may not show that. Lot of questions about self-worth, a lot of questions about self-hatred. There's so many different dynamics going on here, so it's a perfect scenario through for working out emotions in a lifetime.
I think we talked to the cult of Sappho before, so that's the only other polyamorous situation we've talked to. What does Source think about polyamorousness?
Whatever floats your boat. I mean,
No
it's just
judgment.
an right, no judgment. It's whatever brings about consciousness, self-awareness. It's definitely an experiment in the lifetime. And that's what we do as humans. We come down and we run different experiments throughout the lifetime, which event or which situation provides the biggest room for growth and spiritual journey and happiness and self-worth is what I'm getting. So, no, there's no judgment.
So is that then we should all engage in polyamorousnessism to engage our spiritual development, or you're not saying that to the people out there, are you?
It's whatever the soul wants to experience.
Are Cody, Mary, Janelle, Christine, Robin, and their children part of the same soul family, or they're hangers-on or
Are they
hop-alongs?
part of the same soul family? No, only one of those is this person's soulmate, the guy's soulmate. And it's the one in white.
Okay, I
I'm
don't know any of the people, so I can't tell you. It looks like the one uh I don't know any of their names. So Janelle Brown could be Kristen, Cody Brown. So Janelle is in white. She and that one and three are soulmates there for purposes of have they reincarnated together before then? Those the one and three?
Yes. So he and that Janelle there on the left, they are always soulmates. They have been together through many lifetimes, but it wasn't working for them anymore. They weren't growing, they weren't able to grow spiritually.
Hmm.
So this is something like they cooked up this idea in the spirit world to come down and experience, and it is providing maximum growth. I don't know if you guys watch this show or you know much
Again,
about
I have
it,
no idea. Yeah.
but it's not happy families going on in the background. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of bad feelings going on in the background, is what I'm getting.
Did the show bring them wealth, which was part of their soul contracts?
It did. It did. And that is an incentive to keep them together. But this whole thing's going to fall apart, by the way.
I think it
Going
has. I don't
into
know if
the
it has or not.
future, these are not enough for him, so now he wants more and more and more,
Oh,
and
more
it's
women.
just
Yeah.
becomes too much. These Some of these girls find their self-worth, and they manage to break away, and then they think, how did I allow myself to, not be someone's number one? Um, why did I think that it was okay is what I'm getting? I mean, it's up to them what they do, but this is not going to last.
Did he give equal love and attention to each wife?
Does he give equal? No, he has favorites.
Okay. Was Cody truly in love with all of his wives?
No,
What emotions did he feel towards those he was in love with?
he in love with any of them? He's only in love with that one on the left. The rest of them are all about what they can do for him, what skill sets they have. Can they do this? Can they do that? It's all about what I'm picking up on is what how he benefits from it's not about how can he benefit them. It's how does he benefit from them. He's very narcissistic.
Okay. Why did, what's it say? Why did Cody seem more attracted to Robin?
Why did he seem more attracted to Robin? That was purely sexual.
Okay. Um, did he love his kids, Cody?
Does Cody do? I don't know if he has the capacity, because as I tap into him, again, it's not about extending that love from yourself onto others. It's more of a narcissistic approach, which is what can they do for me?
Has Cody reconciled with his older biological children?
No,
Okay.
and doesn't really care
Why not?
because they're not serving him at that moment, so he doesn't really care.
What does serving him mean?
What is serving him? What I'm going to ask him, what does serving you mean? Adornment, admiration, um, completing tasks in some sort of capacity. It's not about he's for them, it's about them revolving around him.
How many times has this polyamorousness been hatched before, or is this the first time for it?
On a soul level.
Yeah.
So it was present a long time ago on the soul level for him when things were tribal. I feel like it was either in the Middle East or in Africa, is what I'm picking up on. And he had multiple wives then. He quite enjoyed it. Again, it was that admiration for him. He gets high on admiration.
How many lifetimes has Cody had as a human being?
How many lives? It's kind of low. It's about 200.
Does he feel like this was success? If we can move to his soul, because it seems like we're asking an incarnated person who might have, more bias. So if we can connect with his higher soul and ask, was he
Hmm.
ever abusive, like physically, to any of his wives?
Were you ever abusive physically? He would fly into a rage if anybody dares question him. He doesn't like anyone questioning his behavior. He quite likes the jealousy. He quite likes the triangulation between the women. It makes him feel very special.
What emotion needs to be served? like that? It makes you feel special. Like it feels to me that there's a lack. What's that lack?
What is the lack there that you need to be, or you use it like a drug? What is that lack? It's really self-worth. He was never made to feel special growing up. He was actually an outsider, the odd one out. Um, Never really grew up in a household where there was a lot of, you know, love yous and things.
Does he regret now? I mean, does his soul regret not showing up in the lives of his children?
No,
Or does
no, because those are the contracts that they made in order to, in their minds, in their soul minds, to bring about maximum growth.
so is trauma always something that generates growth, and what type of growth does it generate?
Is trying something that always should. I mean, mostly it's about eking out the maximum amount of emotions as possible in order for this system to work, right? But yes, trauma is very good at eking out those emotions. That's what it's all about, and making you question and, do self research, soul searching. Trauma brings about, even though we look at it very negatively, and I agree, it is negative, but it also stirs up emotions that are necessary for expansion, for growth.
So one of his sons crossed over, took his own life. Was that Did he experience grief from that? Did he feel like he caused that? Was that one of the profound changing moments for him? Garrison, I think.
Was that Did that affect? I mean, it did affect him in the short term, but this guy, I mean, total full-blown narcissist, right? And
Hmm.
if anybody knows anything about narcissism, it's all me all the time. So it got him some attention, but no, not really. He just thinks, well, that's him and his problems. It wasn't anything to do with him. There's no accountability, there's no responsibility there.
All right, let's just turn to the women and ask them. Janelle Brown, I guess, is the first one. What does she feel this lifetime has gotten for her? How does she feel now towards Cody?
How do you feel to Um, she's very much a victim of narcissistic abuse. That's the first impression I got. Like, oh, I'm just so privileged to be with him. Oh, I'm just so lucky. Oh, and I'm saying, but you're treated badly. Oh, I don't care about that. He's my everything. I want to be here. Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
What about Christine Brown, second one?
Christine Brown. Now she's a little more practical. Um, she wonders how she got stuck in this situation and
So do
how
we.
she would ever get herself out.
Yes, she signed up for it before she came down, right?
Oh, yes, totally. But again, all these souls signed up for this experience in order to make themselves stronger, to make them realize self-worth. If I grab all of these souls here together, the big standout emotion is lack of self-worth, right? This is what they have to accomplish. This is their purpose in this lifetime, is to try to find that self-worth and to grow from that.
Someone asked Christine, did she originally come into this idea with idealism about the sisterhood?
Did you come into? I mean, this is all quite new for all of these souls. This is very experimental. So you know, you can sign up for things, but until you're living that life, you don't fully understand it.
I don't understand it at all. You're right. One on the end there, Robin Brown, the fourth wife, still married allegedly to Cody. Um, what drew you to Cody and this lifestyle?
Tree to cut me in this one. Well, she's very competitive. And this was a challenge for her. It was always to beat out the other women, and she wants to win. Again, lack of self-worth makes you. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being competitive. Some competition is healthy, right? But this is not that type of competition. This is, I'm going to prove that I'm better than all of you, and it's for her own personal gain. Again, I feel she's quite narcissistic as well.
Okay, we're going to Mary or Marai. I have no idea. I've never heard this name in my life, but we're the third woman there. Um, how does she feel about? I think this is his first wife, now separated. Do you believe staying in a loveless marriage was your sacred duty, or were you afraid of failing?
So she's very vulnerable. Very much is a follower and not a leader. Very much believes, if anybody's ever had a relationship with a narcissist, you know that they'll tell you everything that you want to hear, and the person will fall for it, and they fall really hard, and then before you know it you're like, oh my god, what is this is, and then they self-blame and think that the reason for the failures in the relationship is because they're not enough, or there was something that they did wrong. That is her. She's very vulnerable, very fragile emotionally. It took a lot for her to leave.
So let's take Mary just as a sole element, orbital in this Cody cult. What brought her originally to sign up for this idea, and what was she trying to fulfill when she came down?
So again, just how she is here on the earth plane, that comes all the way from a soul level of, well, I'll just let everybody make the choices for me. I'm just going along for the ride. So very vulnerable, fragile soul as well.
And how does she feel towards Cody now?
How do you feel towards? Uh, very depressed, very sad that she wasted so much time. She believed the lies that he told, that she ended up in that situation, that she wasn't number one, that she wasn't treated very well. She was just treated like a piece of property. So she's still trying to heal from all of that.
Are we going to see more of these polyamorous relationships in the future, Liz?
I do believe we are. Yes, I am getting from spirit that it's going to be sort of a tucked away trend. It's not going to be so out in the open. Financially, it's very difficult for people, um, especially for the male or whoever the breadwinner is or the leader of the pack is. Financially, it's going to be hard
Yeah,
to
I got that.
survive.
Around 2070, it looks like there's a lot more groups of people living together in sexually disambiguous situations. So,
Ooh, yeah. Let's ask. Well, yes, there will be. And again, the pendulum is swinging the other way, right? Whereas women have a lot more freedom and people have a lot more freedom now financially. They can marry somewhat out of love. All of that is going to change again as the economy is getting more difficult. We're going to go back into forced marriages, forced situations, arranged situations, situations that are made out of survival and not out of love. And that is definitely something that happens going forward. Yes, you're right.
All right. Well, I want to thank this listener for sending in their questions. Wonderful. We appreciate each one of you. Go ahead, send more probes. We'll be happy to do them when we get time. And Liz, thank you for probing the cult of Cody Brown.
Oh my God. I don't know if we can call it a cult. I don't know.
Well, depends on your, I guess, I say it sarcastically.
Yes. Well, thank you, Mr. Reality. Thanks for doing this. This is interesting. It's interesting on a soul level to see, how experimental the souls are, what lengths they're willing to go to in order to achieve growth. So, yeah, this was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Bye, everybody.